Hey, you already know what it is. Great Man of God Media TV back with another video. Listen, man. K Dot, of course, just dropped his track, which I believe it's titled "Watch the Party Die," which I reacted to. Y'all can check it out. I'll leave the my reaction video pinned in the comment section. Super dope track. You know, let me tell you something, man. Dot is for critical thinkers. You know. Suffice it to say, if you don't have an attention span, if you're not a critical thinker, that's not for you. You know, songs like, you know, basically an artist like Dot is for critical thinkers and it's not for people who have short attention spans. You know, simple as that. But the track, super dope. 3 verses. He breaks down the current state of hip hop culture. You know, hip hop culture is at a disarray. It's oversaturated and it's dying off the Billboard charts. The Billboard charts never respected hip hop in the first place. I broke it down years ago that, you know, the Billboard was designed to subjugate black artists. You know, back in the day, it was called black artists, you know, and musicians, things of that nature. And this is the inception of when songs were charted. Look it up. Back in the day, they would consider black artists, they would call them race records. So race records was actually being charted on the Billboard. Right? And up until recently, which is about 30 years ago, that's when they determined and categorized different genres of music for hip hop and R&B. R&B and hip hop are actually one and the same, according to the eyes of Billboard. And then they separated it, right? But that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? I can go really, really deep into that, pause, but let's digress. But when it comes to this, I guess this controversy that, you know, Dot is the headline for Super Bowl 2025 in New Orleans next year. My initial reaction was, that's super dope, you know, super dope. Dot is a phenomenal artist, phenomenal performer. You know, his stage presence is top tier, second to none. Great performer. There's not a lot of people in hip hop that can really outperform him. I can't really think of people off the top of my head that are really great performers. Basically meaning they sound just as good, if not better, live than in a recorded studio. There's not too many artists that can do that. And that's not just in hip hop, but in general. There's not a lot of artists that sound just as good or better live versus being in a confined of a recorded studio. Right? So because of that and because of drawing power, he had a phenomenal year because of the record-breaking hip-hop battle with Drake. Of course, he destroyed. It's unanimous. You know, it's rightfully so that he deserved to be a headliner for next year's Super Bowl, right? At the same time, I was like, yo, it's in New Orleans. What about the New Orleans artists? I immediately said, oh, what about Lil Wayne? Right? Lil Wayne. That was my initial thoughts, but after contemplating about like, okay, I kind of see why they didn't choose Lil Wayne. I understand it from a business standpoint. I understand it from that standpoint, but I kind of understand as to why they didn't choose Lil Wayne. It was strictly business, nothing personal, nothing to do with nothing, but just strictly business. So I had to really think and contemplate about why that decision was made to not choose Lil Wayne as a headliner for next year's Super Bowl compared to somebody of an ilk of a Kendrick Lamar, right? But looks like recently Wayne went on IG Live to basically talk about why or how he felt about not being picked to be a headliner for next year's Super Bowl. So let me play this clip. I ain't gonna lie, I watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. So this will be a partially real-time reaction, all right? All right, so here we go. Oh, my bad, guys. I got to make y'all hear it. I wasn't even prepared for that. Sorry. All right, here we go.
There's your words turn into arms, and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown, and for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that, but I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. And so it hurt a whole lot. But y'all are fucking amazing. It made me feel like shit not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like shit, you guys reminded me that I ain't shit without y'all. And that's an amazing reality. So, like I said, it broke me, and I'm just trying to put me back together, but my God, have you all helped me. Thanks to all my peers, my friends, my family, my homies on sports television, everybody repping me. I really appreciate that. I really do. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity. But I'm working on me, and I'm working. So, thank you.
All right. Well, that was the words of Wayne. He shared his sentiments about not being picked to be the headliner for next year's Super Bowl in his hometown. Now, it's interesting, right? Because, like I said, Wayne, of course, is NOLA. He's New Orleans. I've heard people from Young Money, Cash Money, Nicki Minaj, Birdman. They shared their sentiments about Wayne not being picked. Even Jay Electronica, who's from NOLA, he had his sentiments as well, right? I'm gonna say this, man, and take it how you want it. This is my opinion, right? Wayne is not the best performer, and this goes without saying. He's a phenomenal artist, but live performing, he's not the best, in my opinion. Like, he's known for forgetting his lyrics, right? His breath control isn't the best performing live, and that may have something to do with him being a chronic smoker, right? And so if he were to perform live at the Super Bowl, he would do himself a major disservice. Why? Because more than likely, he will be lip singing. And then, people will be complaining about Wayne lip syncing. Because, like I said, he's not the best performer. All right. That's number one. 2, he is an avid Green Bay Packers fan. Okay. So you got a guy that, he's from NOLA. He's from New Orleans. Reps it to a T. But as far as his football teams is concerned, he is an avid Green Bay Packers fan. You don't believe me? Look it up. So you will see, as you can see, you see Wayne in a lot of pictures, right? Wearing Green Bay Packer merch, coming out to the Green Bay Packers. Right? This is not a secret, bro. Like, okay, an avid Green Bay Packers fan from New Orleans. Now, of course, New Orleans is supposed to be neutral territory for the Super Bowl contestants or the folks who won to get the chance to go and compete for the Super Bowl. It's neutral territory, right? But at the same time, Wayne made his pick already. He made his favorite NFL team, which is not the Saints. It's not the New Orleans Saints. It is the Green Bay Packers. So just imagine if the Green Bay Packers went to the Super Bowl. Just imagine that, guys. Imagine Wayne going to the Super Bowl and Green Bay Packers went to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. How would the fans feel about that? Wayne is an avid Green Bay Packers fan, and the Green Bay Packers made it to the Super Bowl. Right? That's something else. Okay? So that's the thing, man. And another thing I want to add, this is number three. New Orleans is the second most hosted city for Super Bowls behind Miami, Florida. Miami has 11 appearances or 11 times they hosted the Super Bowl, and New Orleans will be 10 or actually 11 next year. So they'll tie Miami. So the last Super Bowl in New Orleans was February 3rd, 2013. And who was the headliner? Beyonce. And so in 2013, I would definitely say Wayne was at his peak at 2013. The run for Cash Money, Young Money at 2013, I would say 2011, 2013. I'm pretty sure it's a longer run than that, but I'm just talking about specific years. The run around the early 2010s, all right, for Cash Money, Young Money was top tier. So the point I'm trying to make is that 2013, when they had their Super Bowl in New Orleans, where was this backlash or outrage for Wayne and Young Money, Cash Money not performing in 2013? I don't recall the backlash or the outrage that people are talking about today for Wayne not performing versus 2013 when Beyonce was the headliner. Where was the outrage back then? Right? It just doesn't add up to me, It's unfortunate because, Wayne is a legend and he was not picked for either one for the 2025 Super Bowl or the 2013 Super Bowl. He wasn't picked, right? He wasn't picked. So that is unfortunate. But the narrative seems to be about Wayne not being picked to be the headliner as opposed to celebrating Kendrick Lamar being the headliner for Super Bowl 2025 in New Orleans. So it seems to be more about Wayne not headlining versus Kendrick Lamar headlining. That's what it seems like to me. But I think we should celebrate Kendrick Lamar more, for this historical appearance for Super Bowl 2025. I think it's only fair. I think it's only right. And like I said, it's a historical moment for an artist. And I do agree with the sentiments of Jay-Z, who said that Kendrick Lamar is a once in a lifetime artist, and he definitely is. He's the only artist that can really pop out when he wants to, and people are intrigued. And whenever he hits, he hits. He does not miss. Doesn't matter what he does. He's He does not miss. This guy is the epitome of an artist. He is an all-around artist. His range, his versatility, his stage presence is top tier, right? So this I would definitely agree that K Dot is definitely a once in a lifetime artist, So nonetheless, man, with Wayne, like I said, it's unfortunate he was not picked to be the headliner for the Super Bowl, but I've already stated my case as to why he wasn't picked. All right. But, it still doesn't make or break his legacy. He's still a GOAT. He's still a legend. It's just that he has personal issues that concede him from performing at such a mega event like the Super Bowl, right? Those are personal issues that he has to work on. He said he's working on himself. Well, he's 40. I believe he's 40 something years old. He may be stuck in his ways. I don't think he was able to quit smoking and quit doing the things that he talks about in his lyrics, like, syrup. And I don't know. I'm just talking about what he would normally talk about in his past lyrics and stuff like that, that what he does in his personal life that's affecting him as a performer, right? That's what I'm talking about. But nonetheless, man, I think it's a celebration for K Dot, man. For real, I really think we should celebrate him more for this historical appearance at next year's Super Bowl. And we should be talking about him more and celebrating him and championing him, and wishing Lil Wayne much success, and hopefully he can get on the right track. And I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time, because the last time they had a Super Bowl in New Orleans was 11 years ago. So when they do it on 2025, it'll be 12 years. So my point is that he can still perform at a future Super Bowl. It could be 10, 12, 15 years or less from now. But he still has an opportunity. And maybe he can change. Maybe he can change. Maybe he can evolve. Artists, as they get older, the older artists still perform. They still perform in their 60s and 70s. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Wayne can do that. Well, who knows? But anyway, man, those are my thoughts on Wayne being disappointed about not being headlined for next year's Super Bowl. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, family. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I need my algorithm to be up. I have a lot to offer when it comes to content, family. So please like and share. And all that. I need as much engagement as possible, family. But until next time, signing out. Peace.